flipping a double wide, I gotta tell you, they can make a lot of money. Flipping double wides is actually something I really enjoy. People might be like, oh, it's a mobile home. Why would I want to touch that? But to be quite honest with you, they're very profitable because people don't know how to navigate through them. And education is key when it comes to mobile homes. So here, this may be different in another state, but I know this is FHA guidelines that tells you how to navigate through them. But to be able to sell a mobile home, you have to have a couple different things. First, you got to have a permanent foundation. So a block foundation that goes all the way around a mobile home has to be blocked. And then it has to be anchored and bonded together with the modular home, the mobile home itself, the double wide. So not only do you need the foundation, you also need it anchored to the ground, and all of the joints need to be mortared. And on top of that, you need an engineering report, a mobile home structural engineer who will come in and crawl underneath the property to make sure that the mobile home is actually attached to the block foundation and anchored in properly, as well as all the joints are mortared properly. Once you get through this process, you're not done yet. You have to get a bond against the property, as well as retire the motor vehicle title. So go to your local insurance company to get the bond in place. And then as far as retiring the motor vehicle title, because a modular home or a double wide is actually a vehicle in the state's records, so you want to make sure that the vehicle title is retired. And you usually do this with a title company or an attorney. It'll cost you a few $100s, and you can take the mobile home vehicle titles and retire them, and publicly retire them. And then now, once you do that, you can actually receive a deed. And that deed actually allows the property to become a piece of real estate that is affixed to the ground. So a vehicle is something that can be moved and can go on down the road. And that's why a double wide or single wide is a vehicle. But once you anchor it down and it becomes a part of the real estate, now it's real estate. It's affixed to the ground. And that's what real estate is. It's a piece of property, a personal property, or the real estate that is attached to the ground. That is real estate. So you got to navigate through this. A lot of times people will buy motor vehicles, these double wides that are motor vehicles, and they don't come with titles. Now you have to go in and search the property. And I've been through several of them with myself and other contractors, and had to actually walk through and crawl under these trailers. I don't have to do it anymore, but a lot of times you'll find the serial number for the vehicle or whatever, just like you would on a vehicle on your dash. You have to find those serial numbers, and it's usually in a panel box for the electrical and or on the frame underneath the house. So if you don't have a motor vehicle title to retire and it's lost, now you have to find that serial number and then apply for the motor vehicle title just so that you can retire it. So the process from start to finish can take 3 to 4 months. And most people want to flip homes in 60 days or less and then put it back on the market, and then within 3 to 4 months the property is sold. So mobile homes are not really something that flippers like because of that process. But if you learn how to navigate through the process and you can do it effectively and get a good deal to begin with, I'm telling you, I make just as much on mobile homes as I do, or sometimes more than I do on regular houses. We've made as much as $60,000 on a mobile home, and most of them are anywhere between $35,000 to $60,000. But you got to learn that process. Again, for a recap, you actually have to make sure that the motor vehicle title is retired. And if you don't have the motor vehicle title, you actually have to apply for it by finding the serial number on the trailer, applying with your state where you're at, getting the motor vehicle title in person, and then taking it to a title company and retiring it. You also need a bond with your insurance company to make sure that everything is guaranteed and there's not going to be any hiccups down the road years to come. And then through that process, while you're putting this together, while you're rehabbing it, you need to make sure that the property is actually bonded to the frame, and all the stuff goes together as one piece of real estate. So the trailer has to be affixed to the foundation and anchored to the ground and actually become a real property and not just a vehicle. And that's it. It's probably going to take you a little bit longer than a cookie cutter flip home, but there's a lot of money to be made because affordable housing is out the window. Just in Georgia alone, where I reside and I flip homes, the starter home price point is about $250,000 plus in most areas. So if somebody can find a home for $100,000 or $150,000, it's going to fly off the market as soon as it hits the market. And that's why I highly recommend looking at mobile homes. Mobile home is nothing to be ashamed of. Flipping, it's a step up for whoever wants it. It could be for a young couple or a retired couple. It's going to be a step up for somebody, and you shouldn't be ashamed to rehab them because there's a lot of serious money to be made there. And I highly recommend that mobile homes are flipped and brought up to real property so that they are not vehicles anymore. And that's where the money's to be made. If you have an opinion, go ahead and comment below. I actually read all the comments and respond to them. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want more REI Society information.